Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Oscar Buzz, and we are here with predictions. We are after fall festivals now. We've had things premiere. TIFF People's Choice has happened, and we have a lot to talk about. A lot is shaken up. You know, we've seen things like Empire of Light and the Sun and Bardo all fall a bit. We've seen the likes of the Banshees of Inisherin, Glass Onion, and Tar, as well as the Whale, maybe to an extent, rise up. So there's a lot to dive into. Looking forward to it, though.
Yeah,
looking forward to
exciting.
it. Anything you want to say before we get started?
No, I mean, there's been quite a few differences. A lot of the things, though, are still sort of similar, but it should be still exciting to sort of.
Oh my god!
Do you have some live news?
My god! Oh my god!
Tell me the live news, man. Don't leave me hanging.
Michelle Williams is being campaigned in lead. I just pulled up Variety.
We're gonna have to record it a little later, or we can roll with it. We can. Shit. What are we doing? It's a weird start to the episode.
I just pulled up Variety.
Well. What do we do here? Oh god.
We gonna take a second. We're gonna adjust some things.
Yes, we are.
We're just gonna cut out a brief section. And then this will carry on. Okay, we're back. We took like a solid 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah, as you do.
I think we figured out what we're doing now. This has drastically changed things. It's domino affected out to my best picture prediction. So yeah, anyways, now that that's happened, best picture, what do you have winning, Thomas?
Well, I've got Woman Talking winning. I've jumped aboard your bandwagon and I'm joining it. Yeah, so it just feels like the right thing. I guess it's timely, which is always appreciated at the Academy. It done very well at festivals. Got second in TIFF's People's Choice, which is a very good sign. And should pick up a nice sort of package, which we'll get to later in terms of Oscar wins and even nominations as well. So it just feels like the right thing to do at this point.
Absolutely. 100%. I mean, I obviously also still have it winning. I've been predicting it for 6 months now. And I don't plan on stopping now that it's becoming more and more of a thing. Hoping to just have this be a thing all year. And then I think we have the same 2 and 3 and Everything Ever All at Once in the Fablemans.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I assume we'll have the same solid lineup quite far down into it. But yeah.
So from there, I have number 4 Babylon down to the Banshees of Inisherin at number 5. It's just really picked up. It's just really becoming a thing. One of the highest rated films of the festival. It's Martin McDonagh. Number 6, Top Gun Maverick. Crazy that it's that high.
I've got it number 5. I've got those two switched. Banshees. And Top Gun Maverick. But, yeah.
Number 7, I have Elvis. This also keeps climbing. We kept on saying it was a thing throughout, the last couple months, and I just think it's happening. It's Warner Brothers. It's just happening. Number 8, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. I've jumped on board onto the picture. I've been saying this is going to be a thing for a while. It was a screenplay. I had it in for screenplay for a while. Now I have it in for picture. I think it's Netflix's top thing.
I mean, it makes sense now, especially since it's risen so high in screenplay. Even it's like number 2 in screenplay right now currently,
which is weird.
Which is got rave reviews. I held on to the belief that if it got like between 70 and 75, maybe even 75 to 80, it probably wouldn't be in. But it's on what's it on now? Like 80 something. So
it's in the mid 80s for both Metacritic.
Yeah, mid 80s, which is just very high for a film like Knives Out. So yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't have it in at this point. But
yeah, absolutely. It makes sense. Unless you're going to go for All Quiet on the Western Front and picture. But I just need to see it pick up some precursors before I'm going to say All Quiet on the Western Front is getting into picture. I just think that as of now, until proven otherwise, Glass Onion makes more sense.
Yeah.
Number 9, I assume that top 8 is relatively the same for both of us. My number 9 is Tar.
My number 9 is Tar as well. Yeah.
Yep. Just big thing for the festival. It feels like the artsy pick. And then number 10, I have She Said.
Yeah. That is my 10 as well. As well. We've talked about this pretty extensively, so our thoughts have begun to sort of line up a bit as we talk through it between us. But yeah, that is my top 10. Tar, there's a lot of reasons it's going in. It's going to probably pick up a fair few, a few above the line noms, plus maybe some text as well. probably the highest rated thing out of the festival that will be in a sort of best picture conversation. Like there were probably foreign language features that were higher rated than it, but yeah, exactly, things like that. But out of the sort of best picture, Banshees, it's higher than that, even higher than things like Glass Onion. So yeah, that just makes sense. And she said we'll talk about later sort of why, but it's starting to feel like maybe it's going to pick up a couple of above the line nominations that should see it through. It's always been a bit of a question mark as how the Academy will take it, but hopefully they'll take it quite well, and hopefully in a way, I guess this will be sort of a weird apology to everything that happened, I guess, shoving it into picture. That makes sense on that front. Obviously it doesn't make up for anything, but
right,
it's the kind of thing that they would do to feel like feel better about themselves.
We've done something, yes. No, I agree. I see she said slipping into a couple of categories now, just as categories such as adapted screenplay and supporting actress are getting weaker. I just think it makes sense to slip into those and get a nice little package to push it into picture. Because I was initially hesitant. I didn't think that this would be a movie that would get into picture off of just screenplay. But now that we have an opening in supporting actress, it just makes a bit more sense. Other things around it, Triangle of Sadness.
We've dropped that,
I don't know. We had this in, but like now that I'm not as confident that like Ostland will be as close to the conversation for director.
It's basically just got screenplay at this point. Yeah,
right.
Which is
and
maybe not the greatest.
I don't know. There are movies with much better packages. Like yes, Glass Onion, but like Glass Onion is
Netflix. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's going to be their
Triangle of Sadness is Neon.
Yeah.
So I think Glass Onion can get away with just getting screenplay. I don't know if Triangle of Sadness can. There's also The Whale. We are still very tentative on The Whale. I don't yes, Fraser's been getting phenomenal reviews. The movie is still getting mixed. So I don't feel as good about it. Empire of Light, I think, is also here. That could be this year's Nightmare Alley, where it just kind of like sneaks in off of a couple of tech nominations, like the cinematography and score feel like it's happening. It also feels a lot more likely to be happening in actress and like acting categories just in general than Nightmare Alley was. And who knows, maybe they like just end up not happening, similar to Nightmare Alley. There's always that chance, especially as actress just keeps on getting more crowded. I just, it's around the area just after their actions don't feel good about it. Also just notable things that we've dropped out, The Sun and Bardo. They're just not happening
obviously
anymore.
Though, very mixed reaction. Bardo, probably you would consider bad reaction. So they're just not really things anymore.
Anything else that could be around there? I mean, I guess there's Living, because we're predicting that for multiple nominations. We'll get into that.
There's also, if you are predicting someone like Viola Davis, an actress, there is always a Woman King, which is which got quite good reviews. So, and if you're doing that for text as well, maybe you'd consider that as a thing. But that I'm not personally. I wouldn't say that would be a best picture thing.
I'm not going there yet. If it just starts becoming a thing, because I don't think that PGA is out of the realm of the possibility. I don't think that WGA is out of the realm of possibility either for adapted. So because it's based off of I think they're saying it's based off like a news article or something like that. So it's technically adapted. So especially with all the ineligibilities, it feels like that it could happen at WGA, PGA. Viola Davis is definitely getting a SAG nomination because they nominate her for everything. SAG Ensemble could come along with that. So this has a path. It has a path. I'm just not there yet with it.
And let's not forget as well, obviously, Black Panther, Avatar, they're still the sort of blockbuster picks.
Blockbuster picks.
They're still around. They're still sort of there. But
and let's not forget the other two Netflix things, All Quiet on the Western Front and Pinocchio, which I'm saying Pinocchio, I think it will get more nominations outside of animated, which we'll get into later. I think it could show up in a couple tech. If that could sneak into a screenplay category, which I don't have it right now, but if that could sneak into something like adapted screenplay, maybe. It is Del Toro. I mean, the last time, you can say, okay, well, when was the last time we had Best Picture nominees for animated? Well, it was 2010, 2009, right, with Toy Story 3 and Up. What was interesting about those 2 years? There were lineups of 10. And then after that, it went away from lineups of 10. Now we have lineups of 10 again. There was nothing really last year that felt like it could happen. And Kanto, the campaign was just really poorly done. For that movie, I think if that was campaigned well, then maybe. But in a field of 10, I don't think that animation is impossible. with Netflix, with Guillermo del Toro, there's potential. There's
No,
potential.
yeah,
So
it's not impossible, but there still is always a sort of animation bias in the Academy. Like,
yep.
it's very rare that they do get nominated for Best Picture, but I do think it does stand a stronger chance than things last year. So
Yeah.
and even in
Yeah.
2020. Oh no, I guess you had Soul, which was all the
Yeah.
way contending.
But that was in the field of 10. So
Yeah.
just other things. We have Till. We'll figure that out once it premieres at New York. Decision to Leave, if that's maybe the big international thing, I guess. It could also be All Quiet on the Western Front. Who knows at this point? Greatest Bureau Ever isn't happening. I wanted to dance with somebody, which is also, I guess, Apple now, because Apple has it like coming soon on Apple TV Plus. So like, I don't know what that is, but that I don't know. They also have Causeway. Emancipation is also it is confirmed to be coming out in December now. So like that is a thing.
Still.
I don't know. People are saying it's Antoine Fuqua's best since Training Day, but like I still don't think that'll be good enough. And I could see maybe if Will Smith is like really, really good, maybe other awards bodies would touch it. The Oscars aren't touching it.
No,
So,
definitely not.
yeah.
And I think other award bodies wouldn't really go for it. Maybe, but
there would be enough people that would say no. Maybe the Globes, but I don't know.
I don't know if a major ceremony would be able to. I think regional critics groups might be able to get away with it. I don't think anyone else would, though.
I mean, it's just how many individual people are deciding no, So, yeah. And then also Amsterdam got really bad reviews. That's just not happening. So, all right, let's get into director. We talked about this because, there has to be, according to the 17-year stat for TIFF People's Choice.
According to the stat that we worship, yes.
Yes. Hey, it hasn't failed us,
It's not failed us yet. It's not failed us yet.
TIFF People's Choice winner picks up at least one above the line win.
Yeah.
We talked about this now that Michelle Williams probably isn't going to win anymore because just everybody, the universe has decided that she just will never win an Oscar and be Glenn Close. We have Spielberg winning director now.
We do both have that. We talked about this in the 7-minute break that will, of course, have been cut out. But yeah, I do think it's a very difficult category to predict at the moment. I don't think Sarah Polley will win. I mean, she very well could, but I've got a third currently. I do think they will give Sarah Polley the win somewhere else, which of course is adapted screenplay, But I was going to avoid spoilers whenever.
There's no way. Yeah.
So I do think it will be between Giselle and Spielberg, and the only real reason I've gone with Spielberg is A, the TIFF stat, B, last time he won was 1999. Damien Giselle won in 2017, but with La La Land from 2016. So it just makes a bit more sense for it to be Spielberg over Giselle, even though Babylon looks like it might be sort of a more technically impressive directed film than a film like The Fabelmans, but
Yeah, I mean, I've heard The Fabelmans is actually kind of underwhelming as far as the text, but there's just gonna be so much love for Spielberg this award season.
And he got in last year with West Side Story, so there was a lot of controversy. They were like, "Oh no, Steven Spielberg can't get another Best Director nom." Well, he did. So
yeah. There's no reason to doubt Spielberg anymore. It just makes more sense, especially because I could see Babylon maybe being a bit controversial with some awards voters, just considering some of the content that will be within it. So Spielberg feels like the safest choice, and we haven't been seeing director and screenplay go hand in hand.
No, they do
the past couple of years.
Yeah, it seems like they like to share the love a little, which is good. Good.
And it seems like director goes to the bigger names, and screenplay is going to the the smaller names, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So Spielberg just makes sense, I guess, as of now. But I also Giselle number 2. I have Pauline number 3. Daniel's number 4. I'm assuming you're the same.
Yeah, all the same.
And then number 5, I have Todd Field for Tar.
Same, because I think
it feels like such a director's branch thing. Yeah.
And if you look at anything else in picture, I guess the only other one really would be Martin McDonagh for Banshees. I do think he's probably number 6 at this point. And he could very well get him, surprise us. And there's also people like Park Chan-wook and Ruben Östlund, who are still sort of there, but I think more would need
What
to
about
happen.
the can? What about the can?
There is the can stat, but I think the 5 that we have currently is a very strong 5. So
I don't know. I feel really good about the 4: Spielberg, Giselle, Pauly, and Daniels. I think that makes sense.
Well, I didn't even know. I think the Daniels and Todd Field are on a level. To be completely honest, I don't think the Daniels are that.
I know. I think that if we're saying that Everything Ever All at Once is going to win screenplay, Daniels is just in like if it's saying if we're saying it's going to win screenplay and it is a top 2 or top 3 contender for best picture, there's no way Daniels don't get nominated. I think that they're in that top tier with Spielberg's His Own Polly as far as getting nominated. I just think that they're happening at this point.
Yeah, but I
As
mean, if
long as
Tar is the best rated film in Best Picture and on things like Metacritic or Tomatoes, then
right, but
you
like
know.
that doesn't matter. Like
But if it's
it
like
isn't
the
going to be
best
as
rated,
accessible. I get that,
I still
but
think we
like
get in with Todd Field, especially
I'm
since
just
Todd
saying
Field
that
is a big,
like
so he's a
I think
name.
that
Films
that
make
fifth
really
slot
good.
is going to be a director's branch pick, whether that be Field, Ostland, or Park Chan-wook. I think it will be one
Yeah,
of those 3 as of now. Like that feels like the director's branch
yeah. And
saying
I guess what I'm
we're
saying
going to do
is
something
I don't
interesting.
really feel that Todd Field would need to be considered in that bracket. I feel like he elevates himself above that by A, just being Todd Field, and B, directing Tar. So,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
Decision to Leave is also getting insane critic reviews. Like that's pretty close to Tar. Like it is not. It's only a point or 2 below it.
Yes, it is. And what I'm saying is, I think the Daniels are not that like strongly in. I don't think it's a top 4 and then a 1. I think it's more a top 3, a very, very
And then a
strong top
2.
3, and then 2. Yeah, that could
Okay,
either
that's fair.
eventually.
That's fair. Notable things that are out from last time: Injury 2, obviously, just not
Yeah,
happening anymore.
obviously.
Sam Mendes, we have dropped out.
Yeah,
I've heard, like the movie's getting mixed reviews, and the negative things are Sam Mendes with the
yeah.
screenplay and direction. Florian Zeller, definitely not
It's just not
happening
happening.
anymore.
Yeah, we didn't even think that
Uh,
would really happen, but definitely not now.
Other things on the outside, I guess Maria Schrader for She Said. There's still
Yeah,
James Cameron. He
yeah,
is always there. We can be scared.
yeah.
And then I guess if the whale ends up being the thing, there's Aronofsky.
He's there.
One thing
He's there.
but I don't think the whale will be a thing. One thing to
No.
really consider, though, is Edward Berger for All Quiet on the Western Front. Maybe he could be an international director that comes in
Yeah.
because, like, if that becomes a thing, like, it got great reviews. Like, it got
Mm,
really, really phenomenal reviews. So
yeah.
I could see him showing up.
Potentially. The
I have
film
him in
would
my
need to
10, I
pick up
guess.
the text before, though. Like, it would need to
Yeah.
be in things like
I
production
mean,
design,
I
probably,
have
I
it in for a
guess.
couple of texts, though.
Yeah, I put
Like,
in for a couple of texts, so maybe. I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility at this stage.
yeah, for sure. All right. Anything else for a director?
No, I think we covered all the major
All right,
ones.
let's get into actor. I think we're going a bit against the grain here.
I'm not. I switched.
You switched. Okay, so you're going for Fraser.
I'm going for Fraser. Yes,
Okay.
yes. I'm going for Brendan Fraser. I was very questioning for a bit between Fraser and what I know your number one is. But at the end of the day, I felt it just to me my gut says this one makes more sense. It makes more sense for Brendan Fraser to win Best Actor than what do you just want to reveal your number one?
Austin Butler.
Yeah, well, it makes more sense for me for Brendan Fraser to win over Austin Butler. A lot of people feel like he's earned it. This is the comeback. It's his narrative. He's doing the prosthetics. It's going to win makeup. He's doing the
I think the
transformation.
nomination's enough. I think the nomination is enough.
He's doing the whole emotional, like he is carrying the film, which we do see some of the time does help you to win awards like these. If you are the carrier of the film, and when you see the film, that is a performance and that is a thing you remember from the film, which is not untrue for Elvis, but I think that will be probably more true for a thing like The Well. And I don't know, it just makes more sense. My gut's telling me it makes more sense narrative wise.
I
And
need to be convinced that A24 can campaign to a Best Picture nomination, like 2 Best Picture nominations.
but I don't think it's in Best Picture though.
Right. And hence, I don't think that Brendan Fraser is going to win. Since we've had since the expansion in 2010, where it can go like up to 10, like there has not been a single Best Actor winner who wasn't nominated for picture.
And I mean, we've had this debate before. I think that's more of a correlation than a causation. Like, there's no reason that should happen for Best Actor over Best Actress. Like, there's no reason there is a difference there, really. So I think that's just more, oh, look, here's a fun coincidence we found. But that's not really a stat I'd put too much thought into.
I don't know. I honestly, because it's not like, I mean, actress is slightly less, but it's still like 80% for actress. It's just slightly less. Like to get lead acting wins, you typically you need a Best Picture nomination. Like that
Yeah.
is just I don't know. That's just like typically what we see. And I don't know. A24 has never campaigned to or they only did it once for Brie Larson in Room. But room was also their number one priority for the Oscars that year, and they got it a picture nom.
Mm.
So I don't know how, if we're saying that Everything Ever All at Once is their number one contender, is this really gonna happen? Like, are they really also going to be able to put Fraser in?
Well,
Like,
yeah, I think if he gets a nomination, which I think everyone thinks he does, I just think it makes a lot more sense for him to win, because if he gets a nomination, less campaigning will be needed. That's just fundamentally true. Like, and also, like, will Everything Every All at Once be the number one contender? I think yes, probably, but equally, a film like that needs slightly less of a campaign than The Whale for it to get into things like picture, because it's got the word of mouth. It's a lot of people's just favorite films anyway by default. So yeah, I think enough campaigning will be put into Brendan Fraser to winning. You know, it's already a thing, really. People already clamoring for him to win Best Actor of this award. So I think it just makes sense here.
I see in my head everybody thinking Fraser's the front runner, and then we got like the Golden Globes are gonna happen like at the beginning of January. They're gonna be the tone setters. The Golden Globes are back. They are going to set the tone for the entire televised award season again. Like, they're back on NBC at the beginning of January. I see them giving it to Austin Butler, and we're gonna have a Rami Malek type situation where he just goes all the way, because like, he's also doing a transformational performance. He's also like, you know, carrying the entire film. He's everything that people remember about the movie. But I would even argue it's a flashier performance.
Well, we'll
And
see,
he's
Brendan.
in makeup, like he's, you know, he's singing and dancing. Like, it, I don't know. Butler just really feels like a winner. And maybe once I see The Whale, I'll change my mind. But just, I don't like watching Elvis. Like, the more I think about it, like that just makes sense to win. And I think Elvis is getting a picture nom, and I think The Whale isn't.
Yeah, I just think Brendan Fraser makes more sense, and I guess you know, we can argue back and forth about this all day, but fundamentally, it won't change our minds as to what we
Right.
can envision winning. I just think he's carrying the emotional resonance. He's got the narrative there. He'll be enough in the conversation. He's doing the transformation. I think all of the boxes are sort of lining up.
And it's
Brendan
funny
Fraser.
because everything that you just said also applies to Austin Butler.
It also applies to Austin Butler. Yeah.
So,
and I'm saying he's a very strong number two at that. But,
yep, and I think Fraser's a very strong number two for me. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah, I think we both can agree that.
Yeah, number 3 is Colin Farrell, surely.
Yeah, which is just, he's just in now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
My number 4 is Bill Nighy.
My number 4 is Bill Nighy as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
it just makes sense.
And they're really pushing. They're sending Living to AFI Fest now. So like,
yeah,
Sony is sending Living everywhere. It almost kind of feels like they're trying to bury the sun. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
that would be fair enough. And I still think Living will also get another nomination, so that would even further strengthen Nighy's claim.
What's interesting is that older critics did really like The Sun. And what's the Academy majority made up of? Older people. So the thing is that, will enough people actually see it considering the reception? Will Sony actually decide to campaign it considering the reception? Like,
well, I think you already said though, they are campaigning it, therefore it suggests, plus it like makes sense of the narrative as well. You know, Bill Nighy been in industry a long
I'm talking about
time.
The Sun. I'm talking about The Sun, which was like majority well received by older critics. I'm saying, well, they
and what I'm saying is though, I think Living is strong enough to be campaigned. Like, even if The Sun is still campaigned enough, I still think Sony will campaign The Sun. And I think, as I was saying, Bill Nighy will still maybe probably get in over merit alone.
Yeah. So then, what's our 5? What do you have?
This is a very interesting one. This is one that I know you've been talking about a lot. Kelvin Harris Jr.
I have him too. Yep, I've got him too.
Chevalier.
Kelvin Harrison. Yeah. My only worry, so this is Searchlight. I think that Searchlight is more capable of getting 2 in with Farrell and Harrison Jr. than Sony Pictures Classics is with Nighy and Jackman.
Yeah, probably.
I see Jackman just missing. There's too many negative things about the performance. My only worry is that I don't know if Chevalier is actually coming out this year.
Yes, which is a big worry. But I just, when I was looking at my actual lineup, I just didn't really want to see Jackman. I just didn't think that made a lot of sense, especially since his performance does have a lot of negative reactions to it. The only other one that I have considered is Michael Ward, but we'll get to him later because he's a very interesting case.
Yes, yeah. And like, my worry with Chevalier, like, it's Metacritic, Rotten Tomatoes, almost identical to Cyrano. It has the same thing with Cyrano where we don't know if it's coming out. And it could be a weird thing where Searchlight just kind of like very much fumbles the campaigning and it just comes out at the end of the year. And like Harrison Jr. just shows up a couple places. But like, reception was so good for this performance. As long as Searchlight actually handles it well, I think it could happen.
Yeah, and I also think this year's acting lineup is weaker. Like when you're looking elsewhere, it's hard. Like there's still Diego Calva, who we do
Which
feel that
I
sometimes
really,
maybe we are just completely looking over. But I don't know. I think it'll be quite a muted performance. I don't think he'll be the main center of attention he would need to be in order to get this nom. And then looking elsewhere, there's very little. There's very little.
There's also Parsons, which I have like the same kind of concerns about Kelvin Harrison Jr., where it could just be buried. But like Jim Parsons is going to be very baity, and spoiler alert, we'll see how Focus manages it, because obviously their top priority is Cate Blanchett and Tar. But like they also have Armageddon Time, but like I can see spoiler alert being the next thing. I just like, where's our trailer for this movie? Is this movie even coming out? Are you even going to do anything with it? Like, it's coming out in December, supposedly. It's getting like a December 16th release date, which is like very good for awards. I just like, show me proof that this movie exists, please. So that's another thing. Jackman's still there.
Jackman's still there. Yeah.
After those three, my number 9 is Tom Cruise, and I want that. For some reason, Tom Cruise has just gotten up to number 9 for Best Actor, and I don't like it.
I'm telling you, by the end of the season, he'll be in. It will happen.
Like, just imagine, like if Kelvin Harrison Jr., Jim Parsons, they don't happen. Then he's up to 7. Like, if those movies just aren't coming out. I really don't like this.
If nobody watches Living, that's another one taken off.
If The Sun just isn't a thing, I don't know. There's a path for Tom Cruise to get a Best Actor.
Guy and Jackman are gone. That puts him in.
Like, which I don't like. That feels really weird. It's not a deserving. Like, he's fine. He's fine enough in the movie. Like, it's there's also Timothée Chalamet, Bones and All. We'll see if this becomes like this, the season dark horse.
Yeah, we'll also see if he's in supporting, though. That could be a thing.
Yes.
Plays into it.
Yep. Other than that, what else do we have? Christian Bale, I don't think is happening for Amsterdam. Zac Efron, definitely not happening for Greatest Beer Run.
Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie Redmayne would be supporting. He's being
I guess.
Supporting.
Yeah. Sorry,
and we'll get to him later because I don't. There's Daniel Maniscalco, not happening anymore for Bardo. Like, yes, there's the Inarritu stat, but like with how bad a review this is getting.
Yeah, that was when Inarritu was making nearly Best Picture winners. One Best Picture winner and one very close to winning Best Picture. So
and then there's also Song Kang-ho and Broker. I've seen Broker. It is not a performance that will get him a nomination. I think people are just saying that because he's in a Koreeda movie and he's Song Kang-ho. But especially with the movie not being submitted, people just aren't going to have to watch it, so they won't. And those who do, it isn't even that strong of a performance where it could get it.
I mean, the problem is, though, we did say very similar things about Penelope Cruz last year, but anyway.
No, I had her in at this point. You talked me out of it.
You had her in at this point, but the things you were saying there, though, since since it's not submitted, not many people watch it, Plus, I didn't think.
But that's also a really good performance.
I mean, it was fine. I mean,
I think it's a really good performance. I know. I can also see.
I probably should call Tom Cruise's performance fine, and then call her performance fine as well. I feel like they're on a bit of a different scale, but
Cruise is far better. Like, come on.
They're both called Cruise. Didn't think of that. Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz. What a mad coincidence.
Okay, let's get into actress.
Yes.
Where Penelope Cruz should be contending this year for official competition, but sadly it won't happen. I have Cate Blanchett winning, or her third.
Okay, I've got Michelle Yeoh winning.
Okay, fair enough. Wait. You have A24 winning both lead actors.
No, I realized. Oh,
wait a second.
You know what we're doing? We're doing something very interesting.
Don't tell me you're doing Michelle Williams.
I just typed Michelle Williams. We're doing Michelle Williams. Get her Oscar.
What are you doing? No.
Michelle Williams. Yeah, it works. It makes sense. She plays Steven Spielberg's mother. She's apparently giving a very baity performance. She's Michelle Williams. She's massively overdue. This is her year.
I can't believe you've just done
Calling it now.
So you're just going to stay with Michelle Williams winning?
I'm going to stay with Michelle Williams. And maybe that's our stubbornness, probably. But yeah, I know. I realised actually, I forgot Brendan Fraser and Michelle Yeoh. That doesn't make any sense to happen. So, yeah, sure.
You just went to another Michelle.
Yes, I had to go for
it is sad we don't get our possibility of Michelle, Brendan, because we could have had Yeoh and Williams in the actress categories, and then Fraser and Gleason in the supporting categories.
We could have done.
We could have doubled up on Michelle and Brendan. But
a lot of doubling up names today. That's the theme of this episode.
So you're really going with Michelle Williams to win lead?
I'm really going with Michelle Williams to win Best Actress. Yes, I am.
Wow, Thomas.
Wow. Live on air. I'm saying it. It's now engraved into internet history. Hold me to it. Well,
Okay.
don't. Unless I'm very wrong, in which case don't hold me to it.
So yeah, all right. I have Kate Blanchett number 1. Michelle Williams is my 2. I have
Kate
Margot
Blanchett's my
Robbie.
team.
I
Wait,
have
Michelle
Margot
Williams
Robbie.
is your two?
Yeah,
No, why are you so weirded out by me
because
putting her winning then?
I don't have Fraser winning.
Huh?
I don't have either
You-
Fraser
oh,
or Yo winning.
sorry. You said Michelle Williams there. Did you mean Michelle
Oh,
Yeoh?
sorry. I meant Yo. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that really confused me. That's the problem with doubling up names. I was like, you have Michelle Williams too. Why are you hanging on about me
No,
doing it one? Right, that makes sense. I got you.
meant
I'm
Yo.
on the same
Sorry.
wavelength.
Yep. Okay. Michelle Yeoh number 2.
Michelle Yeoh number 2. We got it.
Got Margot Robbie at number 3.
Yes, same.
I have Michelle Williams at number 4 for the
No,
favorites.
I've got Michelle Yeoh at number 4. She's
Okay.
dropped from 1 to 4.
You've dropped her from 1 to 4. Did you just did you just
I just did a
replace
switch.
you
Yeah,
got
I just did a
lazy and
switch.
you just replaced Yo for Williams
Maybe.
because the Michelle was
Maybe.
already there?
No, actually, I think Michelle Yeoh, it makes sense for her to get a nomination. I don't think she'll win.
Like straight up 30 seconds ago you were saying she was winning.
Did I? I don't think that's recorded. That's not recorded, so no
Yeah.
proof. No
Uh-huh.
proof.
Number 5 is
That is
Olivia
being cut,
Colman.
right?
5 is Olivia Colman. I
Yeah,
think we
I've got
agree
5
on
of
this.
them
We
as
have the
well.
same 5. Michelle Williams being in kind of solves actors. I could straight up, I could see Michelle Williams being snubbed.
Really?
Yeah. Like
I can
I could
I can
actually
see
see
Kate
her being snubbed.
Blanchett being snubbed though as well. I think Kate Blanchett could be.
I think that Williams is way more likely, especially if she has like very little screen time comparatively to all the other nominees. Like the rest of these nominees are just like really carrying their movie. I could
But if
see.
she's being campaign and lead, she's being campaign and lead, and people will still be viewing her performance as a lead performance. So, like, even though she doesn't have as much screen time, I still think it makes sense for her to
Like,
win.
I think that
So,
Coleman is the most likely to be.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, I could see Blanchett being snubbed. The only one I really can't see being snubbed is Margot Robbie. But the only way that would happen is if she's supporting.
I could see
Therefore,
Robbie being snubbed. I think that this
if
category
she's in
is
lead,
very
I
unwatched.
don't think she'll be snubbed. If she's in lead, I
No,
don't
I
think
think
she'll be
that
snubbed.
if there's controversy surrounding the movie, and I think if it could even get like NC said, no, I think that could absolutely happen. I don't think there's anybody in this category that's locked for a nomination.
Okay, maybe she could be snubbed. I'd still say she's the least likely to be snubbed out of this lineup, in my opinion.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, because like on the outside we have Naomi Ackie, Jennifer Lawrence, Ana de Armas, Daniel Deadweiler, which we'll learn about with that. I mean, Lawrence is supposedly great in Causeway. Ackie, I mean, it's Anthony McCartan, and I don't like having an Anthony McCartan actor out, but I feel like Williams has to be stronger, unless I'm going to put Ackie in over Coleman,
which
but
doesn't
I don't
feel
think
right since Coleman
but
gets
like
nominated for whatever she's in.
for
So.
everything, right? So yeah, I don't know. And the Armis and Blonde feels less likely that she'll happen now that Williams has leapfrogged her.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And she's doing Lady Gaga stuff with like weird stuff with her campaigning. She said that she went to the grave of Marilyn Monroe and asked the permission to portray. Like I don't know, she's been doing some weird stuff on the campaign trail so far.
I would also say she's really the only lead actor, I guess now. Actress, sorry, for an actress and actor. But she's the only real lead performance, I guess, to campaign. Like I guess Adam Drive is White Noise, but yeah. So that is a stat that will be interesting to see if that plays a factor. But yeah, I'd agree. I think Ana de Armas is slightly weaker, although could very well still happen.
I mean, Deadweiler could just really happen though. Like Deadweiler could just happen. I mean, I just don't know who she replaces. Same thing with Viola Davis. Like, I think Viola Davis gets into SAG pretty easily. I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
What else.
I will also say, sorry, I just remembered the thing about Ana de Armas. Kate Blanchett did win at Venice. I would have liked to see Ana de Armas win at Venice if she was going to be a thing.
Yes.
But
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you still have Fraser winning actor, so I know.
Yeah. Fraser's fine.
But yeah, no, yeah. There's also Emma Thompson, Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, which we'll see how that's campaigned. If that gets a Globe nomination and then like Critics' Choice or something, all bets are off. It also feels like a BAFTA jury pick. So
yeah, potentially.
Considering she's British, it's a British movie, and it's like more of an indie thing. Like I don't know if it's eligible for BIFAs, but like that really feels like a BAFTA jury pick. So if she could slide into at least 2 of those slots, like Golden Globe comedy, BAFTA jury,
yeah, potentially.
She could be in the conversation. There. So yeah, but very, very fascinating category. All right, let's move into supporting actor, and I feel like we have the same winner, right?
We do.
All right,
Well, you
Brendan
know we have
Gleeson.
the same winner. Yes,
Well, I
Brendan
tried to
Gleeson.
do that for lead when we talked about it a couple days
Yeah,
ago,
that's
and
true.
you
That's true.
you you deceived me.
Yeah, I did.
You
I
also
deceived you.
deceived me with your actress winner as well, so
I
I don't really
did.
know what you're doing with your acting
No,
categories
yeah,
anymore.
but no,
But
yeah.
Brendan
This one,
Gleeson,
both got Brendan
he
Gleeson.
makes
Yeah,
sense. Like with Banshee's getting all the positive reception. He's gonna have a lot of screen time for supporting performance, which always helps.
yeah,
And he makes sense. Like it's traditionally the oldest category. He's a veteran. He's already starting the campaign. He's going to be hosting SNL.
mm,
This is kind of a
yeah.
traditional first stop for a lot of performers. You start hitting all the late night shows. Like the campaign is starting. And he just makes sense. Like he feels like a supporting actor winner.
He does. I would agree. Also, let's not forget that if this is the only place to have Banshees of Inisherin winning, so that could also play a factor. Like they want to nominate it or give it the win, sorry, somewhere, and this
Yeah.
feels like the most likely place. So yeah, like all of the stars seem to be aligning for this performance to win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It feels like it makes sense. Number 2, I still have Kei Kwan. I would love to
I
see
still
this
think
happen.
he gets nominated.
I
Yeah.
still think he gets nominated. I still really would love to see him win. I just don't know if it actually happened.
No, I agree. Like, yeah, he does
Feels
give
like
a
much
very good
less of a
performance,
winner.
and yeah, but I
Like
still think he's very solidly in for the nomination. Yeah,
absolutely. Number 3, I have Judd Hirsch.
I've got Judge Hirsch as well.
Yep.
This is sort of more of a place I'd pick for someone in the Fablemans. It
Yes.
could very well be Paul Dano, but I
Yep.
do think someone gets in, and currently the buzz has been around Judd Hirsch, so makes sense, I guess.
That makes the most sense. We went from Rogan, then to Dano, then to Hirsch. We're just kind of being led around on a string by
We
wherever
are.
the buzz is going.
Be
But
Gabriel LaBelle next,
I, yeah, if
and
they
it'll
just
be
decide
David Lynch by the end of the award season.
I mean, I love it. I love it. Actually, sorry, but just let's bring this up. Now that Michelle Williams is lead, I guess they can campaign LaBelle in supporting.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen.
I know, but I'm
Yeah, it could happen. It could. They will probably then therefore do it
playing
in supporting
Steven
actor. But
Spielberg.
yeah,
Like
but it's not going to get the nomination. Is it?
I
Surely
know,
not.
but I'm
Surely
just
not.
saying. I feel like somebody has to get in
No.
here for the
Anyway, sorry. He's
Fablemans.
playing Steven Spielberg. No, he's playing Sammy
Savvy
Fableman.
Fableman.
Trevor. Sammy
I'm
Fableman.
sorry. I'm sorry. Someone has to get in here and support an actor. I don't feel really good
Yeah,
about any of them. Judd Hirsch like feels like he could be the Bradley Cooper of this year. Like 10
he
minutes of
could well
screen
be.
time, everybody loves
Yeah,
it. But like I don't know, feels like it makes the most sense. Number 4 is where I have Ben Whishaw.
I've got Ben Whishaw here as well. He again just sort of makes sense if women talking going to be a thing.
Yep,
This just
absolutely,
feels like a nomination that comes along with it.
for sure, for sure. And then 5, I have Michael Ward.
But I've got Michael Ward as well.
All
Yes.
right,
Yeah. As
so
we say, there's a lot of questioning around if he lead, is he supporting, if he's. I think personally speaking, either way he'll get in. I know you probably disagree with that. You don't think he'll get
yeah, I
into
don't
lead
think he gets
actor.
into lead. Yeah,
But if he is supporting, I do think there's a very strong likelihood he gets in. And yeah,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't see them campaigning another lead alongside Coleman. Like
no, yeah,
that just
wouldn't
doesn't
make much
make
sense.
sense to me.
Yeah, and especially it's
Um,
Searchlight as well. So campaigning another lead actor, that doesn't really make
right.
sense either. It's a lot
Yep.
easier to do that with supporting, like you've got Gleason already. Yes, I know, but still, it makes more sense there to campaign
Yeah,
him.
supporting's much easier to try to balance multiple lead campaigns in the same category.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt's still here, and people might be,
he's
well,
still
why
here.
do you not have Brad Pitt in? I just don't see Brad Pitt happening. I could see them potentially being some controversy
Yeah,
marring him,
a lot of
considering he's
heat around
literally
him at the moment.
producing 3 movies about sexual assault, including one about Harvey Weinstein, and knowing his history with Harvey Weinstein and some of the stuff there. I don't know how much of that will get brought up.
Yeah. Plus, he
So
like he's in the same film where Margot Robbie looks like she's going to be giving the best performance of her
yeah,
life.
I
So
just think like him and Calva could just be
yeah, yeah,
overshadowed.
and even the whole cast could be overshadowed. I don't have anyone in supporting actress either.
Yeah, Gene Smart could show up,
Yeah,
but
there are a couple of things, but yeah,
yeah,
I don't
I
have
agree.
them
I
in.
agree. And yeah, Pitt just doesn't necessarily. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it has to happen.
No.
What else is in supporting actor? Like
Yeah.
there's Dano,
Yeah, there is Dana.
and then there's Barry Keoghan in Banshees. I guess
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
Woody Harrelson in Triangle of Sadness, but
but I
I know
think
you
that
mentioned
would
this
need to be
before.
a
That's just singling out the one American actor, and he
yeah.
isn't even that big of a role.
No,
I guess there's Armageddon Time supporting actors, but like that feels like a big stretch. Zed
yeah,
McGrath is no longer happening because he got really bad
no,
reviews. Russell Crowe in Greatest Beer Never doesn't feel like a thing.
no.
Toby Jones in Empire Light doesn't feel like a thing. Tom Hanks in
If
Elvis.
if he's the Jared Leto pick, but Jared Leto didn't actually happen, so
Right. So I honestly think the number 8 right now behind Pitt and Dano is Eddie Redmayne.
he might well be. He might well be. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's been getting very good reviews. This feels like the Ben Affleck in The Tender Bar
I
last year,
guess this could be the
or
Ben
the
Affleck.
Jared
Yeah.
Leto in The Little Things,
I
or
think
the
that's
Bill
more
Murray
likely.
in On the Rocks.
Yeah.
The year before. It feels like that thing where it's like maybe a Globe, and then maybe
Or
SAG or
even,
Critics' Choice
yeah.
goes for it.
Or even the Rosamund Pike in I Care a Lot. Like,
Yep.
he could win
It
it, guys.
feels like that
He could just
one.
randomly win.
Yeah, I don't know about win, but yeah, we
Rosamund
even
Pike
compared it
won.
to but that was weird, and that was also in
This could be
comedy.
weird.
That was in
Yeah,
comedy.
that to be
This is
fair.
gonna be
To be
drama.
fair. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Eddie Redmayne obviously been nominated before. He seems like the only thing about this movie, but like again, it feels like that Affleck, Leto, Bill Murray type of thing, where
Yeah.
he's just gonna pick a couple of things in the supporting categories and the precursors, and we're all gonna freak out about it. But in the end, it just won't end up happening. So,
No.
because like initially we thought maybe that would be Russell Crowe, but considering Grace Bear Never has like a 20 on
Yeah.
Metacritic,
It's not that
um,
exciting.
that movie's just going to come nowhere close to award season. So yeah, I don't know. Eddie Redmayne's my pick to fulfill that role, I guess, this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anything else in supporting actor you want to bring up before we move on?
I don't think so. I do think you brush over Toby Jones quite quickly there. I do think if Michael Ward is campaign lead, I think there is potential Toby Jones sort of slips in.
Empire Light isn't getting 3 acting noms.
No. I'm saying if Michael Ward would have to be campaign lead and probably not get it, but like I think there is a way Toby Jones sort of sneaks in there. There is a path in, but
I just
don't
haven't
think
heard
it'll
anything
happen at
about
this
his
point.
performance, I guess, too.
I've heard pretty good things about it. But
Okay. Supporting actress.
this is a wild category.
Wide open.
Yeah.
It was blown wide open.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I go back and forth between Claire Foy and Jessie Buckley. I think I'm landing on Claire Foy.
Oh, well, that's changed since half an
Yeah.
hour ago. I'm going Claire Foy as well. Yeah. I think
Just
she
feels
just
like
makes
the
more
most
sense out of the two when talking one.
Yeah.
And I think a person from Women Talking will win this category just by
Yep.
default at this point, really. Like Lily
Yeah.
Gladstone and Michelle Williams, both just gone.
Two front runners.
Crazy.
Yeah. What about Jean Smart in Babylon? I don't even have her in currently.
I don't have her in currently. No.
But that if she has screen time, that could be a showy performance. I think that she does get in at the Globes because she's already probably going to win a Globe for Hacks. So like they're
Maybe,
already going to
yeah.
be like they right there like, oh, okay, let's maybe bring in Jean Smart. It feels
Yeah,
like that
plenty
type of
of
thing. If she has enough screen time, I could see this happening because she's very she's very, very well loved. So yeah, I don't know. Claire, like nobody feels like a winner here.
No, again, like we had Kehu Kwan winning in supporting actor a while ago. That felt like a placeholder pick. We mentioned that there. This feels like a placeholder pick as well. So
yeah,
So
I have Foy 1, and then I have Buckley number 2, which is weird to have the two women talking actresses 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I have Hong Chow number 3.
Okay, I've got Kerry Condon all the way at number 3. I think she's just sort of
You
been
set her
bumped
all the
up
way
by
up?
everything dropping, and like the only reason, like I could see her winning honestly as well, and maybe Banshees picks up 2.
Thomas, I could see anybody in this top 12 that I have winning this category.
Yeah. Well,
maybe
not, but yeah, that is fair. There is a lot of potential here.
Yeah. Important to note, we've taken out all of the Sun actresses. I guess we should finish out. I have Kerry Condon at 4, and then I have Carey Mulligan for She Said up to number 5. And I think She Said, we'll get to Screenplay in just a second, but I think She Said gets a Screenplay supporting picture.
Yes, and I agree. And I've got therefore Carey Mulligan here at 4. And I've put in Stephanie Sue very tentatively. She's sort of been in and out all season.
I would put in Hong Chow. I don't know. Hong Chow feels stronger than Sadie Sink at this point.
I don't know. The Well feels like something to me that might underperform outside of Brendan Fraser. I think Brendan Fraser will be the thing of the movie.
So you just think it's gonna? So basically, you think it's gonna Tammy Faye. You think it's just gonna actor and makeup win, and that's all. So I think The Whale is going to Being the Ricardos.
Okay.
I think it is going to get obviously Being the Ricardos plus makeup. I think it is going to get just acting nominations, and that is all. And I think it's going to be like a screenplay snub.
Yeah, I don't have any screenplay either. So
just considering how divisive,
I guess I'm Tammy Fayeing it, if that's a verb now.
Yes, you're gonna Tammy Faye it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Hong Chow feels like a thing that could happen. I don't want to say that she's overdue, but like she probably could have been nominated for Downsizing.
Yeah,
And she's well liked. Also, she's in The Menu this year, which has been getting
she
some
is.
great reviews. So that could like compound with it. So yeah, I
Yeah.
have her in.
I don't
I
know.
feel
It's
for
just
actually pretty good
always
about her
felt
being
weird to
in.
me, and it always has felt weird to me how everything everywhere all at once will be a picture thing and everything like that. And Stephanie Z doesn't come along with that. That
I
shit
really
always.
want her to be in. I
It's
really
just always
wanted
left
to
a
put
bit
her
of a
in
weird
now that
taste in my
Williams is
mouth.
gone.
But
Because
now
I,
that
I
Williams
had
is
her at
gone,
6 because I had
yeah,
her at 6 before Williams was gone. But then I felt a need to justify She Said in Picture.
yeah,
And
that's
this
from
was a
it. It's
good
all a sort of
opportunity.
domino. But yeah, I thought
Yeah.
with Michelle Williams gone, I didn't have her in before this recording session. Why not throw her in?
Yeah, which is fair. I really wanted her to be in. She's my 6. I have Kirby at number 7 because she's like the one good thing I've been hearing about the Sun.
Yeah, yeah.
Laura Dern's all the way down. I've heard that she's very bad. Jean Smart is actually my number 8 now. I think that she could
Okay,
happen.
yeah.
I
I
honestly
will
think that she
say
could happen.
for Carrie Mulligan, we probably should have mentioned that's a big slash. Like Carrie
Oh
Mulligan
yeah,
slash Zoe Kazan slash
slash
even
Samantha
maybe
Morton.
Samantha Morton. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
like
Yeah.
they're all
No,
sort
for
of
sure.
on the same level, I'd say.
It'll be somebody from She Said. We
Yeah,
think it's going to be Carrie Mulligan. We think it's going to be Kazan and lead.
yeah,
But like they could very easily just do it. I mean, we talk about like the Woman King. Thusam Bedu is just clearly the lead, and Viola Davis is clearly supporting, but they're going to switch it because of name.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah. But speaking of Thusam Bedu, I have her at 10. I don't think she's going to happen, but like she's definitely there. She's really good in the movie. Sadie Sink I have at number 9. I think that one of From the Whale will get in. I don't think both. Nina
Yeah,
Hoss from
I'd agree with that. Yeah,
Nina Hoss from Tar is my 11. I think I'm kind of starting to agree with what you're saying. It's going to be like a critics thing. I could
yeah,
see her winning like the National Society of Film Critics and like LA Film Critics, New York Film Critics, things like that. I could see her like winning those. And it's going to be
yeah,
something that everybody wants to happen, and then it just won't.
yeah.
And then
That's
Janelle
why I'm
Monáe,
not with that.
I think, is
And
also there.
I can't see a Glass Onion actor getting in. And I know I've been beating on Glass Onion all year. I said it's not going to get screenplay. Yeah, it's like number 2 for screenplay now. I said it's not going to get picture. It's probably in picture now.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's not going to get supporting actress. Hopefully, this is where the
Thomas,
trend
you
ends.
should just say Glass Onion will never win Best Picture and just win, see what happens.
Yeah,
Glass
yeah,
Onion's never gonna win Best
yeah.
Cinematography. Oh well.
I've got the power.
Yeah. Just anything that you say negative about Glass
Oh,
Onion, the
Glass
opposite will
Onion's
happen.
never going to win an animated feature. It's not even animated. Might win now. Foreign language
Um,
documentary. Not
foreign
going to win those
language.
either. Just going to get them all.
Yeah. There's also Gabrielle Union in The Inspection. It just depends on how hard A24 campaigns. Yeah, this is a really dense category now. This is a really
Yeah.
dense category. I feel good about nobody except the 2 women talking actresses.
Yeah, it's a
I
very
think
like
everybody else could move.
it's a category where a lot of people could be nominated, but it's very hard to choose a winner. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm at with this category
absolutely.
at the moment.
Original screenplay. I still have Everything Ever All at Once winning.
Same.
Still, I make the argument: what is this category for? If not, like, yeah. And we already have the Fablemans win in director. You, for some reason, think that Michelle Williams is going to win Best Actress. But yeah. Aside from Everything Everywhere, I have the Fablemans, then Banshees, then Triangle of Sadness, then Babylon.
Yeah, I mean, I like to keep Triangle Sadness on the edge there. I feel like that's sort of
Yeah.
more. I always feel that's more
The Babylon
the out there
screenplay just
pick.
feels a bit risky to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the Babylon screenplay number 4. I've got the exact same order. Aside from that, though, Everything Everywhere All at Once number 1. I do think it does win at least one above the line thing. There are potential elsewhere. Michelle Yeoh, Kei Kwan, they're both quite high in their respective categories. However, I do think this is where it is awarded. And then, yeah, Fableman's, Banshees, Babylon, Triangle, Sadness feel like a nice sort of rounding out of the top 5.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Like, I think outside of that, you have Tar.
I think Tar is I think it's still quite a strong number 6. The only reason I do have Triangle Sadness in over it is because it feels like the lone screenplay, non-Triangle Sadness. It feels like that kind of film. And Tar feels like, well, if you're already doing Todd Field and director, you're still doing Cate Blanchett. It maybe doesn't need screenplay.
Yeah, I would agree. There's also Decision to Leave, which I would love to see this happen. It might be the best screenplay of the year, in my opinion.
It might just be that sort of thing. It might be that over Triangle Sadness, maybe.
Yeah,
I can see that happening.
I could also see that happening. There's also After Sun, which feels like the come on of the year, but we'll see.
Yeah.
There's Empire of Light,
I don't think that's
doesn't feel like it's a
screenplay,
thing
no.
anymore, just off of the reactions. There's Bros, which I think that will get a WGA nom pretty easily. And like it feels like Crazy Rich Asians, except it could be received even better. So we'll see if it shows up at the Oscars.
Like I mentioned when we were talking before, like Crazy Rich Asians made a lot of money. I think Bros would have to sort of replicate that slightly, and
Yeah.
will it? I don't know. Also, I feel like Bros is the type of thing that maybe gets snubbed for a thing like Triangle of Sadness. So like the more
Yeah.
mainstream film getting sort of snubbed for a slightly more out there one. I feel like that
Yes.
could be a narrative.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's definitely in the
It's
conversation
still
now for
there. It's
original
still there.
screenplay.
Yeah. I think
I
it's
like
higher than things like
if
Nope.
this does
So
well. Yes, yeah, Nope and like Till, Armageddon Time, Cha
yeah,
Cha,
I think it's
things like
higher than
that.
things like that.
Yeah, because like even like the menu, I think is like I don't know, bros. Like if that does well, I could see it like WGA, PGA. It's probably gonna get a Globe nomination for picture and comedy actor. So like it's definitely gonna be a presence this award season.
Yeah. Yeah. Which will be
Also
fun.
notable drop is Spargo.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Yeah, and Empire of Light, but that I think is
Yeah.
still like
Yeah.
could be around happening, just a lot less likely now. So yeah, adapted screenplay, women talking. This is like
It's
maybe
winning.
the biggest
Yes.
block of any above the line category right now.
Yeah. I guess so at this point, probably.
Like literally, what else to recap? What has dropped out? The Sun,
Yep.
like is just the really big one. I don't think the Whale is really happening anymore because that got
No.
really divisive, especially in regards to its screenplay. White Noise isn't happening anymore. Like this just has no competition. The
No,
only
it
thing that
really
is
doesn't.
still in from before is Glass Onion,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is my number 2 now, which is weird.
Yeah. I actually do think I've kept in She Said the whole time, just sort of like dropping
Okay.
it out and putting it back in. But I don't think I've ever recorded without saying She Said in this category. And I
Got
think
it.
it makes
Okay.
sense at number 3 at the moment, just because it
Yep,
makes
I'd
sense as
agree.
a sort of package, acting, screenplay. And that is the thing, it could very well stop at acting, screenplay, and not get elevated to picture. But
I
it
just don't know
currently,
with my current nomination spread. I don't know
it
what else I
feels
would put
like,
there.
yeah, exactly. That feels like the type of thing that will get picture. So yeah, and I do think it will be a very talky film as well. So probably
Yep.
will be in contention for screenplay.
I mean, it's about writing. Like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Number 4, I somehow living.
I've got Living number 4 as well. Yeah,
Like, yeah, and I mean,
I
we kind
don't know
of brushed
how.
over Glass Onion, but like, yeah, that just is happening now.
Yeah,
Like, sorry everybody. It's yeah, yeah, Living just somehow is kind of snuck up into here. But like, it's a Kurosawa adaptation. It's like good. Sony is campaigning their asses off with this.
yeah.
Like,
Good on
Sony's
them.
really
Good on
going
them.
for it. So yeah, number 5, I have Bones and All.
Yeah, I know we've talked extensively about what the number 5 spot is. Like, is it the whale? Does it just sort of sneak in, even though the screenplay is meant to be quite mediocre? And I could see that happening. I could very well see that happening. There's also a couple of other things that maybe could be the lone screenplay thing. You know, you've got White Noise.
Yep,
Um,
still from Bomac,
and
yeah.
yeah,
Audrey
there's
Dorn
also
happening.
Close as well.
Close
That
as
a lot
well
of
from Lucas
people,
Ponte, yeah.
yeah,
Happening, I think, could be a thing.
but to me,
There's
like
still
Bones and All just feels like the most sort of
it
yeah,
feels like
it
the
feels
most
like the
lone
most
screenplay thing.
obvious lone screenplay thing this year. Yeah,
Yeah,
especially since
like
it did so well at Venice.
and still everybody's gonna be predicting the whale here. I just don't see that being nominated for screenplay. Like that does not feel like a screenplay nomination. Like the screenplay was not received well.
No, no.
I don't know. Like the
As I
Sun
say, like that
we
would
have
probably be
out,
an
but like
unpopular pick, but not like
yeah.
an entirely unlikely one. I could
Yeah,
see
like I
that
still have
happening
it
as
at
well.
my number 7, 6 or 7. Like I
I'd
don't
put it
know.
6, but yeah,
Because like as I mentioned before, Pinocchio I think has an outside shot here.
potentially,
If they want to
potentially.
go for an animated film, The Sun feels like it isn't happening, but we'll see. Just
We'll
like
see.
how Sony like goes for it if it plays better with the older voters. Greatest Beer Run shouldn't happen anymore. Just
No, no, no.
with how bad that was received. Top Gun. Okay,
That's not happening.
I think it will
Surely.
get a WGA nom though for
It
adapted.
might, it might, to be fair. Yeah.
Because Living is ineligible, Bones and All is ineligible, and She Said might also be ineligible. So there's
Okay.
gonna be a
Yeah.
lot of ineligibilities in adapted. Top Gun could happen. Like I think either Top Gun, the Batman, or the Woman King, like one of the blockbuster picks could slide into
Yeah.
adapted at WGA. If
Yeah. It'd
not
be
two
very
of them.
interested to see which one would be the highest on that, though. Will be
Yeah, for
interesting.
screenplay.
Because would it
But
be
yeah,
Top Gun? I don't know.
there's also Till,
There
which
is,
we
but I
might
do
just
think
be underestimating.
I do think Till is really an all or nothing kind of thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, either it gets screenplay plus actress, maybe that even propels it into picture, or to me, it gets nothing. And I'm
Yeah.
going with that possibility.
I'm going
But
with nothing. It's always been an all or nothing thing this whole year. Sticking with nothing until like
until
I'm proven wrong.
reactions, yeah.
So yeah. All right. What a weird category.
Yeah.
What a weird category. That's going to be a nightmare all season. It
100%.
should be it should be the Quiet Girl and like After Yang, but
Well,
we
yeah,
can't have
but
nice things.
we can't.
Um, okay, cinematography. I got Babylon winning.
Okay, I've gone for no, I'm going for Babylon as well. I've
What
just
did
read
you
what I've
have?
got here. Well, no, I'm going with Babylon. That's all that matters. I'm going
What
with
did you
Babylon.
have?
I had the Fablemans on one. I don't think that's going to happen though.
Oh yeah,
Actually, I do
Janus.
think
I think Janus is just getting nommed. It doesn't make sense for winning. Yeah,
yeah,
Linus Sandgren for Babylon. Um, it just feels like something that would happen.
yeah. I agree. Yeah,
Like
feels like maybe the most
he won
flashy
before for
cinematography of
La
the
La
year.
Land. He got a bunch of noms for First Man. He was even just nominated for the BAFTA for No Time to Die. Like it just feels like a thing, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Like
And I've still got the
yeah.
Fablemans number two. Like I still think it easily
I have
gets in.
Empire of Light too
I've got Empire of Light 3.
with
I
DP.
think those are
Yeah.
really interchangeable, though. I
Those
still
three
think
are
they
like yeah.
both get in. And then it's from here that it gets a bit ropey, and we don't really know what's
Yes.
happening because there are
Yeah.
a lot of possibilities. There are a lot
I have
that
All
could
Quiet
happen.
on the Western Front number 4. I'm doing
Same,
it.
same.
Okay.
I've got it in as
Okay,
well.
cool. Yeah, that feels like something the cinematographer's branch would go for. It's an international film. I don't even have it winning international feature, which is weird. I might actually
Yeah,
change that because I don't have I go back and forth between that and Decision to Leave, but I don't have Decision to Leave getting nominated anywhere else as of now. And I have All Quiet on the Western Front getting a couple nominations.
yeah. I also think with these last two picks, I think there's a Netflix thing and there's a blockbuster thing, and then there's
Yes.
lots of Netflix possibilities. Bardo could still happen because it is still in Yuri 2, and the
So Thomas,
cinematography is still
I'm
meant to
doing
be quite
Bardo
good.
5.
You're doing Bardo 5. Okay. Okay. You're doing two
I
Netflix ones
think
then.
Bardo is going to be a lone cinematography nomination. Just
I
because,
could see it
like,
happening. I could see it
in your
happening.
two movies, that is the one place. That is the one place where I could still see it happening. Like, I guess international feature if it gets submitted, but they also have the
Maybe.
box, which was a in competition Venice thing that was a lot better
Okay.
received. So, because they announced their short list and Bardo was on it, but the box
Right.
was easily the highest received of anything on there. So that could be a thing, but it's also Venezuela co-production, so Venezuela could also choose to submit it. So
Yeah. But
we'll see how
no,
that
as I was
goes.
saying though, I think personally one Netflix film getting, whether that's All Quiet on the Western Front, whether that's Bardo, whether that's Blonde, even
Yeah,
if you're looking for a black and white one to throw in there.
yeah,
I think one of them will happen, and then equally, I do think we'll get a blockbuster pick. I've gone for Avatar. I could see it being Top Gun
okay.
Maverick.
The Batman.
I could even I could see it being the Batman. I don't think it will be since it's proven not to be the, I guess, cultural phenomenon. I guess a lot of people suspected it would be. It was released in March. I think it's going to be kind of forgotten about by the time Oscars actually rolls around. Well, actually, I've got it in quite a few places still. But anyway,
Yeah,
I don't think we'll get into cinematography. I think Avatar will be stronger there. So if I'm going for a Netflix pick, if I'm going for a blockbuster pick, all quite nice to front Avatar.
I mean,
They're my pick.
I could honestly think I could see Top Gun happening. It's
I
from
could.
the,
It's yeah.
I
I'd
mean,
say,
Oscar-winning cinematographer of Life of Pi. What they did with the cinematography with the airplanes is very inventive. But like,
yeah,
yeah, I'm doing All Quiet on Bardo. I just
yeah.
see that just feels like a cinematographer's branch thing for them to go for Bardo.
Potentially. I just
So
think personally it'll be one Netflix thing, and it's just about which one.
yeah, I mean, and I definitely think Blonde and then those three blockbusters you brought up are the next three in line. So, or
Mm.
next four in line, I guess. So yeah, interesting category, interesting category. Into editing, I sadly have Everything Everywhere All at Once not winning anymore. I got Top Gun. Everything
Yeah,
Ever
we
is number
both
two.
changed this as well. It just makes a bit more sense at this point, even
Yeah, just
though
thinking about it a
I
bit more.
guess there's probably going to be more passion behind Everything Everywhere at Once in terms of this category. But I think at the end of the day,
It's a
there were
fair point.
questions. There were so many questions last year about which film was going to end up winning editing. And then guess what it ended up being? June, the big tech
Yep.
sweeper that everyone suspected would sort of win. And
Yep.
this feels like maybe that will happen this year. Like Top Gun Maverick is probably the clear front runner in this category, therefore will probably end up winning. So, yeah,
Yep. Yeah, it just makes sense. I still have Everything Ever number two, and Everything Everywhere should win.
I've got it number
I
two as well. Yeah,
say
yeah,
so, but I just don't. Yeah, I think we'll get the nomination. I just don't know about a win. Number three, I have Babylon. I think we'll
same.
have maybe the
Yeah,
most editing.
it also
Well, there's still
I
Elfman's,
mean,
but
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I also think that the film will need to be well edited to work as a film at all. So
yes, yeah,
we'll see.
yes, agreed. Number four, I have Women Talking because
Same
like I
makes
feel
sense
like
with the best
again
picture.
for this film to work, like the editing just has to be good as a chamber
Yeah,
film. Like it's doing like 12 Angry Men type stuff. It seems.
yeah,
I mean, and if we have a winning picture, editing nom just feels like it makes sense. And then number 5, I've got Elvis, the other
Number
most
5,
edited
exactly.
movie of the
Yeah,
year.
I think this is, even though the editing was not very good, and made it feel longer than it actually was, and shorter than it actually was. Maybe they were trying to. Maybe they.
It was
knew what they were
weird
doing.
edit. I didn't.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yes, this will probably still get nominated if it's going to be a picture thing. It just makes sense for this to be the kind of thing that they go for.
Yeah. No, I agree. Again, especially if we're supporting our, my best actor win and best picture nomination. Feels like it makes sense. I think Fablemans is just outside. And then you also have things like Avatar. I mean, Glass Onion, Nathan, I think, could be here. All Quiet on the Western Front, Banshees of Inisherin, Tar. I think it'd also be a thing.
Yeah.
With,
I mean,
music.
again, with editing, it's quite hard
There's
to
All Quiet
actually
on the Western
predict
Front.
nominees, but
it's a war movie.
Yeah, a lot of things could sort of just be thrown in here. But we'll see.
Yeah, but I like our 5 as it is. It feels weird to not have the Fablemans here. But that just doesn't feel like an editing thing. Yeah, I agree. All right, production design, Babylon, right?
Babylon, indeed. Babylon.
I mean, I think we already had this winning. Then after that trailer,
yeah.
It's old Hollywood.
Come
on, that trailer would win best production design.
Well, yeah.
Now I did say that about House of Gucci last year with costumes. But
yes,
Babylon, come on, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Mank. What more?
Yeah.
What more do I need to say? The Fablemans.
Yeah, it's again just sort of trailing Babylon here.
60s production, it's a Spielberg thing. Come on, cinematography nomination typically correlates with a production design nomination if it's strong for that. So that's. I feel like it makes sense. I mean, last year it went 5 for 5, which that doesn't happen all that often. But I don't know, which is why I still think that Bardo could even show up here.
Okay,
I don't have it in. It's my number 8.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I've actually got 4 for. I've got 4 for 5 between production design and cinematography. So yeah, there's only one switch I made.
Okay, because my number 3 is Black Panther in production design.
Okay, I do not have that in. I dropped it off.
It won. So last time
it won.
So I think it'll at least get
but equally, I think they might just be over the kind if it's not doing much new stuff with the production design.
It feels like it is. Did you see the trailer?
I feel like the Atlantis stuff didn't look that strong to me, personally.
No, I'm talking about Wakanda.
I didn't think it would be doing that much different stuff. I think they're in the trailers. To me, they're displaying a lot more sort of different stuff in terms of costume and sort of makeup than they are in production design. I think they're, especially with how sort of the negative reception the MCU is getting currently. I think
Black Panther's gonna be great.
I think they just might be tired of it. I think they might be tired of the production.
We'll see.
I think they may feel we've already done it. We don't need to do it again.
I have Avatar at 4 as another blockbuster thing.
I've got Avatar at 3.
Okay. And then 5, I have Elvis.
I've got Elvis 4, and then 5, I chucked in All Quiet on the Western Front. I chucked in production.
Yeah, that's my 6.
Yeah, I've got it in over Black Panther.
I think it could happen. No, that makes sense. My number 7 is Woman King. I have Bardo 8, Empire Flight as my 9, and then I have Women Talking as my 10, because I honestly think it's one location, but if it's really good, and that's carries the movie, so we'll see. But All Quiet's really interesting. As I said, I have it 6. I don't know at what point. How many tech nominate? Can we give it cinematography, production design? How many of these can we give it before we say here's an above the line nomination?
That is true.
How many of these can we give it before we say director?
Because I've given it 3. I've given it 3 techs.
I've given it 2 because I didn't want to do production design for that reason. I assume we're talking about sound.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get there. But yeah. So
I don't know. I just think also the cinematography thing you said as well, that sort of helps it a bit. I don't know. I just think it makes more sense than doing Black Panther, which they already did. Not that long ago.
I get that. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's really, really strange. I don't really know what to do with All Quiet on the Western Front, because Decision to Leave even feels like more of a winner to me, but I feel like All Quiet's gonna get more nominations.
Yeah.
So
I'd agree.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into costumes. Babylon again. Just
yes, of course.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
It's like June last year. Maybe Babylon into June this year, I guess.
Yeah. Elvis is my 2. I mean, come on.
Okay. Yeah. I put Black Panther
Elvis
2.
has two.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I'll
Black
put Elvis
Panther's
2.
my 3.
It does.
Then
It does not really
Black
matter
Panther's
here.
my 3.
Like they're both very interchangeable.
Elvis and Black Panther are like easily just 2 and 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd agree. Number 4, I have the Woman King.
Okay, I do not have
Costumes
that.
definitely
I do not have that.
You should. The
Really?
costumes are really good. Yeah.
Okay, because I currently don't have the Woman King anywhere, and I don't feel
I
too
have
bad
it in
about
2
completely.
places.
Yeah. See, I don't feel too bad about completely
Or no, I
snubbing
just
it.
have it 1. Sorry, I took it out of the other
Okay,
one.
you think it can just will be the type of thing that will just get? Well, I guess maybe. I don't know. It would be over Chevalier for me, and I kind of like having
Oh,
Chevalier in. So
oh,
I've
I
got
know
women
what you're
talking
doing.
in. I've
Yeah,
got
you
women
have women
talking in.
talking in
Yeah,
costumes. Okay,
I
because
think that makes sense.
I have that
Like,
out, and I'm just doing Woman King and Chevalier. But like, I could see women
yeah.
talking happening 100%. I dropped out Mrs. Harris, though. I think it's the number 6 still for me. Like just
I mean, it could
keep
potentially
it.
just be the sort of thing they'd throw in there.
Yeah, I mean, like keep an eye on it, everybody. Like I not playing around
No, no.
with Mrs. Harris goes to Barron. I really truly do believe that. Like, I mean, it's Jenny Beavan. Like, come on,
Yeah,
like
no.
I think it's still very much there. But yeah, Women Talking is a really interesting pick. Women Talking is a really
I
really
mean,
interesting pick.
yeah, I think it's getting Best Picture. They'll probably want to give it a couple texts. I feel like the sort of Best Picture thing, like text can sort of just come along with it, even if they're not really like in contention for it. They will sort of just happen. So I feel like this is a type of thing that just happens there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I don't like. I
You
don't
know,
think it's that much of like the costume designer. I don't know if like they've never been nominated before. They've done First Reformed and Hereditary are their 2 main credits. It's like 2 really good movies.
yeah. But equally, too, they're not very costumey movies, I
Right.
guess.
And like the costumes, I mean, we only have 1 image for Women Talking, which is hard. Like the costumes look like good. I need to see more, I guess,
I don't know. I
of the
just also
costumes.
think I am perfectly fine completely snubbing the Woman King for anything. I feel like it's a type of film that maybe just doesn't pick up anything. So
That's
yeah.
fair.
And Chevalier,
That's
I just
fair.
want to sort of have him because apparently the costume is very good. And
And
yeah,
Kelvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, I mean the
yeah,
1
it
image looks
just
great. So yeah,
feels like the 5.
that's fair. That's fair. The Woman King costumes are like really good though. Like I feel like they're
Okay,
really good to the point where you could almost call them undeniable.
right. Okay, yeah.
So yeah. But no, Miss Harris, Women Talking, The Fablemans. I mean, it's period
I
stuff,
mean, it's sort of there.
but it doesn't
It is sort of there.
feel like something like just
No,
looking at the trailer. Like production
yeah.
design feels more likely, I
I
guess.
mean, it's the type of thing where if the Fablemans is very like a sort of clear front runner at any point of the picture, that sort of
Yeah,
just might be thrown in there for costumes, but I don't think
yeah.
it will be, so therefore don't have it in.
Right, right. You also have Blonde, but that's gonna have to get some
That's
insane campaigning
unlikely.
from Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very
And then there's also
unlikely.
Everything Ever All at Once, which should happen because the costuming is phenomenal.
I don't think it
But
will.
I
I
just
don't think
don't
it
think
will.
it will.
I
I
think
don't
there
think
is
it
a
will.
limit to how much everything
I think
all
it
at
will
once
get
can get.
CDG. I think it will get CDG
It
for
could. It could.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
easily, it'll be like Black Panther, that 3,000 Years of Longing, like
Yeah.
you
Which
know,
I think is still an option here. Even like it could. I
yeah,
really doubt it, especially since how bad it performed at the box office. But
yep.
you know, there is passion behind the film.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Makeup and hair. I have
Even a
I
change.
have the whale winning,
Yeah, the whale
but
with Tammy
I
Faye.
really
Tammy Faye.
think that Elvis could like since I have Butler winning, I
It's
do
weird.
still
I've
think
got
Elvis
Elvis
could
number
happen.
2. I've got Elvis number 2.
I know,
Here.
say same.
Yeah,
I like
I've got an
Butler
actor,
winning. I
Fraser
kind of
Butler.
want to
Here.
give Butler the win. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I just think they'll both go to the same thing. I think they'll both go to the
right.
same thing.
Which is why I want, but like the whale feels undeniable. Like the makeup for the whale feels way more undeniable. I don't know. No, it's correct. I'm putting Elvis one.
Okay.
I think there will also be a bit of controversy around like the fat suit and stuff for the whale and like all
Maybe.
of the fat prosthetics. Like
I
that's already
mean,
getting
there are fat
backlash.
prosthetics for Elvis, so let's not forget.
Not
Like
as
Tom
heavily,
Hanks,
and it didn't get
not
any
as
backlash,
heavily. Yeah,
and it's not getting any backlash. The whale's already getting backlash for it,
yeah.
and it hasn't even come out yet.
But also, I do think
So
there is a point to be made that the person acting in the prosthetics for Elvis was not very good, whereas the person acting in the like, even though it's
well,
you
no, but
shouldn't
Thomas,
really
there's
be
no.
considering that the same thing.
No, I'm talking about the prosthetics on Butler too.
Oh yeah, I guess there is. Yeah, but I
They
think
do makeup
obviously
work on Butler that I think
they
is
do,
like
they do,
really good. I don't
but
think the
it's
Hanks stuff is that
not as
great.
flashy
Like,
as Brendan Fraser. Like the whale will have
right.
the most flashy makeup and hair
Oh yeah,
of
I'm
the
just
year.
saying that
Therefore, it probably wins here. That's
I
my
think
philosophy anyway.
I just until I have Fraser, I know they feel like they're going to go to the same thing. So
Yeah, and
as
I
you
agree.
said,
And I've just got
so
Brayton well.
if I have
And you've
Butler
got
one, then I feel like I kind of have to go for Elvis. So
Yeah.
yeah, Elvis
Either
one.
way, I think they're
Will
the
do.
clear top two. So
Yes,
yeah.
the Batman's also there.
Yeah, I've got the Batman 3. And
Three.
it just the problem is, I think the Penguin was in the film so little.
To
He's
win,
actually,
yes.
yeah,
To
to
win,
win. So therefore, I don't think
but
it will win. But
for
I
the
think it will still get a
nom,
nomination. Yeah.
100%, 100% is getting the nomination. Number 4, I have Babylon.
I guess, yeah, I've got it for as well. It just feels
I don't know
like a thing that
why.
gets
It
chucked
just
in.
feels, yeah,
He'll
it's
probably
old
have some
Hollywood.
makeup in there. I guess Toby Maguire looks like he's in some kind of prosthetics or
And like
whatever.
the hair, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I guess, yeah. I mean, Mank got nominated, right? So yeah.
yeah. So
I'm still going for X.
okay. I'm going Black Panther. For a fifth spot.
Okay,
It feels like a
yeah,
placeholder spot though. Like I agree with a lot of your reasoning for X. I just think, yeah, let's see if it makes a shortlist,
right.
which is a big
Like
hurdle.
right. The short list is the bigger hurdle. Like all I'm saying is that because like yeah, if it's able to make the short list, and I think they expanded it to from 10 to 15 this year for makeup, which helps it. Because like if people actually watch it, like if it makes the short list and people actually watch it, I don't know how you would deny it.
Yeah.
Like and also like Pearl just came out, and Pearl is a prequel about the character
Yeah,
who is with the makeup transformation, and Mia Goth is playing it, and Pearl is getting great reviews. Like straight up, I saw Pearl a couple days ago. Mia Goth should be in the best actress conversation. She won't be, obviously, because it's a A24 horror movie, but she is fantastic. She gives like maybe my number 2 or 3 performance of the year.
wow.
Like
Okay,
she is
big praise.
incredible. The movies I preferred it to X. Like I thought X was like pretty good, decent, but like Pearl is great.
Nice.
Yeah. So like, and Pearl is getting a lot of buzz. Like just as far as like word of
It's
mouth
getting
and
low.
box
Yeah,
office, like its Metacritic is like pretty good. It's better than X. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just if people see X, I could see it being that weird makeup thing. Like Pearl has an 87 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's made 3 million at the box office, which is like pretty good for a movie
yeah,
this.
yeah,
Like obviously we're talking about X, but I'm just saying for this like franchise to stay in the conversation,
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I could see it
I just
happening.
think Pearl
It's
should have
such an
been
empty
released a little
category.
later for the momentum, but in terms of awards things, obviously to make
Yeah,
money, it was clearly quite a good place to release it. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. This will very much be a momentum word of mouth kind of thing, and it could
yeah.
happen. I think the safer pick right now is Black
Oh,
Panther. So
obviously, I'm going out
yeah,
on a limb with X here, but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Woman King and Black Panther are my 6 and 7. There's also Blonde, but again, we'll see how
Again,
that
it
goes.
just feels so unlikely. Like
And then
yeah,
Everything Everywhere, which should happen, but probably won't.
probably won't. Yeah,
So yeah, but like X is like I don't know if it's not in your top 10, like it's at least there, and if it at least makes the short list, we'll see.
probably. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Sound Top Gun.
Top Gun. Yeah,
There we go. Yeah, no, Top Gun is just gonna sound
yeah.
and editing go hand in hand now. Ta-da!
Yes, yes.
Number 2 is Elvis. For me,
Oh
I
wow. Okay.
do you have us
Elvis. I don't have Elvis in. Do I put Elvis in?
really?
What's wrong? I really don't know what to take out though. Read through the
I
rest
think
of
you
your
could.
nominations.
Number 1, Top Gun. Number 2,
Yep.
Elvis. Number 3, All Quiet. Number 4, Babylon. Number 5, Batman.
So you snubbed Avatar.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think that has to get sound.
I think it does probably anyway. I think it just does. Yeah, I'm happy snubbing Elvis. I don't know about that
I mean,
pick.
Elvis. I don't know. I don't know. I think as like the musical biopic thing and like the sound. I mean,
Mm,
Bohemian Rhapsody won both,
yeah.
if I'm not
Do I take
mistaken.
out the
So like
Batman maybe?
Batman feels the most nubbable to me.
Yeah, I
But
might take out Batman over Avatar. I do think Avatar gets in. I'm keeping Avatar in.
okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
It just I don't feel like you have to. I mean, honestly, I think Avatar and Batman are interchangeable for me
I
at
think
number 5 and
Avatar is
6.
stronger than Batman slightly, though. I mean, look at
That's
its
fair.
release date. We put it
Yeah.
on that. Anyway, I'll read out my
Yeah.
top five then. So number one, Top Gun. Two, Babylon. I do think this is just going to happen.
Yeah.
Three, All Quiet. Three, Avatar. Four, All Quiet, and five, I'll throw in Elvis actually over the
Okay.
Batman.
Okay. Yeah. Like it just I don't know. And I have the Batman in. I have Batman and Avatar is interchangeable, as I said, between my 5 and
Yeah.
6. I think one of them will slide in. I just know neither of them give me like that strong of pushes, I guess. So yeah. I don't know. I think Elvis is just gonna happen. it makes sense. Top Gun obviously winning.
Yeah. I mean, I forgot about Bohemian Rhapsody winning. That definitely does skew things a bit.
Yeah. All Quiet. It's a war movie.
It's a war
And
movie. Yeah.
it's
Lots of
just, again,
guns, lots
at
of
what
explosions.
point? At what
I
point
know.
do we give
That
it
is a
director? At what
problem.
point do we slide into fiction? Like, yeah.
That is
Yeah.
a problem. That is a problem.
Other things in sound. There's Nope. There's Everything Everywhere. There's Black Panther. But no.
Yeah.
Just no. No.
Yeah. Nope. Nope.
Nope. Hey.
Hey,
Thing.
done.
Yeah. As far as sound, not really too much else to say. Like, we thought maybe Bardo, but like,
No. Yeah.
visual effects. I do have Avatar winning here.
Yes, and I think that's pretty undeniable. Like, we haven't
Like,
even seen the film, but James Cameron's been working on the visual effects for about 10 years, so
yeah.
surely.
Yep. Number 2, I have Everything Everywhere. I don't know.
Okay, I've
That's
got the
narrative.
Batman. I just feel the Batman
Okay.
feels right. But I've got
That's-
Everything Everywhere All at Once 3, so.
Yeah. No. And Batman's my 3. So they're pretty clear top 3. Number 4, I have Black Panther. I think one Marvel thing gets in. You think that 2 Marvel things get in, right?
I do, yes. I think, I don't know, it's very difficult because of the bad press the MCU is receiving right now, but I think it's hard to say which one is stronger because equally, Black Panther, yeah, will be more in line for award kind of things, but Doctor Strange is one of the most VFX heavy films we've seen, like, in the MCU of all time, even, I'd argue. There's a lot of VFX in that film. So it just sort of makes sense. And I don't know which one will be stronger, so I'll throw them both in. That's where I'm at currently. Plus Marvel, like, they do usually get to him, so.
Not usually. Last year was weird that
Well,
they got 2
yeah.
in, I feel like.
Well, I don't know. Well, since they've been making like 4 films a year, that
was last year.
That was last year, and they got 2 of the 4 in.
So when they get so when they make 4 movies a year, they get 2 in. Well, they're only making 3 movies a year this year.
Well,
and when they made
yeah,
and when they
but
did, and in the past
I
when
feel
they
like-
made 3 a year, then they would only get 1 in.
I don't know. I feel like this makes more sense. I know you're gonna go. I know what you're going for.
It's Pinocchio.
I don't think
I
it
think
makes
it's the
sense
stop
in visual
motion
effects.
thing. Yeah, no, like it is the stop motion thing that gets nominated. Like this happened 5 years ago for Kubo and the Two Strings. Pinocchio is going to be bigger than Kubo and the Two Strings. It's Netflix's like big animated feature push. It's Guillermo del Toro. This just makes sense.
I'd be more inclined though to put Black Panther out. I would be more inclined to put Black Panther out than Doctor Strange out. Even though Black Panther will probably be more critically acclaimed, it'll be more in line for. It didn't get the original. The original didn't get in though. The original Black Panther
because
1
it was
didn't get
Infinity
VFX.
War. Because Infinity War was the big Marvel movie of that year, and they only got
a lot of VFX. And Doctor Strange here has a lot of VFX.
But Black Panther is the big Marvel movie of this year.
Yeah, but I'm going to get one in. I think Doctor Strange is undeniably stronger than Black Panther in VFX.
Right, but what's undeniably the stronger movie for Oscars? They don't just randomly say, "Oh, we're going to switch this," just for this one category. No, they don't pay attention to that. They just say, "Oh, Black Panther, I voted for that in other categories."
I feel like Doctor Strange is though a far stronger film in a category like VFX.
So you have Black Panther 5 then.
I might be tempted to put Pinocchio in at 5 over Black Panther, but it would be over Black Panther. It would not be over Doctor Strange.
Interesting. Yeah. Also, people, before you clamor in the comments, Top Gun Maverick is not happening for visual effects. No. I don't know why people are saying that. The whole narrative of the movie is that it doesn't use any visual effects.
Don't like. Yeah. It's an insult to the VFX industry. It's not happening.
They have a couple of explosions and like bullets and stuff.
Not bullets, it openly does not like VFX.
It's openly saying we want to do everything practically. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also Nope, but like...
Nope. Again, same fun.
Once again, Nope.
Just keep saying
Score. Hurwitz for Babylon.
Score. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That
all right.
Makes
I
sense.
have Hilder second for Women Talking. We've, after hearing reactions of the scores for both Women Talking and Tar, Women Talking is clearly the bigger thing. Tar is just majority of previously done orchestral pieces.
I agree. I put it 3 though. I do have Empire of Light. I think it's a very strong for a nomination. Like I think it's very strong there. But yeah, Woman Talking 3.
I have Williams and I have Empire of Light 3. Williams I have 4.
Like, I think that makes sense.
Spielberg, but like I've also heard the score isn't great.
It's snubbable. It does feel snubbable. But I still think name recognition alone it gets in him.
Yep. And number 5, Alexander Desplat, Pinocchio.
Michael Giacchino, the Batman.
Yeah, Giacchino's my 6.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't know. It's
and
Desplat.
Desplat could get in. I think that is it's likely. I mean,
if I'm doing it in VFX,
industry, exactly. Yeah, but I don't know. People just loved the Giacchino score for the Batman. People were raving about it. So I don't see why it wouldn't sort of slip into this 5th spot.
I mean, that's fair. Other things that could happen here. There's Simon Franklin for Avatar.
Yeah.
Obviously, Stitch Ticino is my six. There's Terrence Blanchard for The Woman King, and like that's one where like he's been. I have two for both Terrence Blanchard for The Woman King and then Carter Burwell for Banshees. Both of them are like industry vets who like recently broke into the club. Blanchard broke in with Black Klansman, and then just I don't know how he got that nomination for the Five Bloods. Like I don't know how he did that, but
Yeah.
he did, right? So maybe that's just the thing where he can just get nominated for everything now.
Yeah.
Maybe he's in the
And I
club.
think those two would just sort of be things that just they could just randomly show up at the Oscars with no
Yeah,
other
I mean,
guesses.
similarly,
And so it makes
Burwell.
it very hard to predict. Yeah.
Burwell's another industry vet. He finally got in with Carol, and then he got 3 billboards. And then like maybe this is just his next thing now that he's in the club. So
Yeah. Both possible.
I think they're both there. There's also Top Gun, I guess.
I mean, it's Hans Zimmer, so like
Yeah,
maybe.
I guess you have to consider it. Speaking of Top Gun, let's talk about song.
Yes.
Hold my yeah, it's winning. Like, come on,
Yeah.
we're gonna be able to keep this one the whole year.
We are.
Number 2, I got Applause by Diane Warren. Tell It Like a Woman. We don't know if this is coming out this year, but I am never
Same.
doubting Diane Warren
But yeah,
again.
if there's even a possibility she's making a song, put it in your
Yeah.
nominations. She's my
Honestly,
number 2.
we should just like even if she hasn't announced anything, just
Just
at all points, all
for
throughout the
safety.
year, just at least put the name Diane Warren somewhere in your predictions.
Yeah,
Like she has one every year. Like
Yeah.
Number 3 for me, Nobody Like You, Turning Red. I don't know why you keep on trying to deny that this is happening.
It's a parody song. It's a parody song.
But it isn't just a parody song. Like it's
But
like an actual.
Yes. It's a parody song.
It's
I
by
just don't
people
think
who
it's a
just
type of
won.
thing. I know it is by people who just won, but I just don't think it's the type of song fundamentally the Oscars will go for. And it's a parody song, and we saw last year with Just Look Up, very strong.
Yeah, but Ariana Grande wasn't in the club.
But she was still Ariana Grande, so
Well, this is a Disney song.
It was still a big snub. Just Look Up, and
Right.
fundamentally, the only reason I can point to that is because
Vic.
they did Who's Vic. Yeah, I know, but I don't know. It was also Turning Red came out in like March.
It doesn't matter with the song category.
I don't know. I think there are
We're both
things
predicting Carolina by Taylor Swift, and that came out in June, and nobody saw it.
We are.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Red Corner Singers picked up a really decent box office for no apparent reason. But anyway,
because it's like 14-year-old girls who read the book.
Or 6-year-old people who read the book. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, those are the exclusive teenage girls and 6-year-old women. They are the
6-year-old women.
No, 60-year-old women.
60-year-old. I heard.
Yeah. No, not 6-year-old. 60-year-old.
6-year-old women out there.
No, yeah.
Anyways, no, I have Carolina at number 4.
I've got it at number 5. Now I've kept. Wait, I missed one. My number 3 is Black Panther. TBD.
Oh yeah, I mean it's gonna be like Black Panther. It's reportedly Kendrick Lamar is doing stuff again for it. Like it's Kendrick.
Yeah. Now my number 4. This might be a bit rogue, especially considering the film
snubbage.
The film got snubbed in terms of India selecting it, but I do think this makes it stronger even because people will be clamoring for RRR to be nominated somewhere. Like I really do think that'll be a thing. People will want it seen somewhere, and I guess this original song would be a just nomination. Therefore, I don't know. Like it just feels like this type of thing. Again, gut reactions just telling me, RRR song that feels right, and especially since it got snubbed, just to me makes it stronger. But
yeah, I was actually you were kind of convincing of me of it until it got snubbed. And now I just don't think people will care.
Really, I think people will care even more about getting it nominated somewhere.
Will Academy members though?
People can sway the Academy. People can say if there's enough support. Yeah, I think it could happen. I think it could really happen.
Okay. It's not to, right? That you're going for.
Yeah, not to.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 5 Taylor Swift because.
Yeah. Taylor Swift. I mean, probably going to be a short film.
Probably.
Other things in the category. You got the Shawn Mendes thing. My Alone Crocodile.
If you've seen the document, there's like 25 here.
Yeah.
20.
I won't go through them all. There's On My Way by Jennifer Lopez for Marry Me. Keep Rising by Jesse Wilson and Angelique Kidjo for The Woman King. This Is a Life by Mitski for Everything Everywhere. New Body Rumor by LCD Sound System. White Noise. something from Pinocchio, if that's an original, if that has original songs. Not Alone by Joe Jonas and Khalid for Devotion. An unnamed song by Billy Eichner for Bros. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to animated. Pinocchio's winning, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, it's Guillermo del Toro, it's Netflix, it's feels just, like this is going to
Strange
happen.
World, I have it number 2.
I've got Turning Red at number 2 purely because I think Pixar will get something in, and Turning Red, like, it's not going to be
Well, I have
like
Turning Red
anymore.
at 3. I have Turning Red at 3.
Yeah.
Like,
I just think Pixar is more sort of a guarantee to get something in than
Strange World trailer looked
Disney.
good, though. Strange World trailer dropped.
Looked all right.
It looked, okay, I shouldn't say good. I'm not looking forward to it, but it looked like it had good for the Academy.
Yeah, potentially. I do think that's fair either way. Yeah.
Number 4, I'm putting back in My Father's Dragon.
I'm keeping out. I think Wendell and Wild got good reviews at TIFF.
It got fine reviews. It got kind of underwhelming reviews.
I think the reviews are good enough though. I do think this will be a more of a priority for Netflix over My Father's Dragon. And like I think My Father's Dragon will be getting in off Cartoon Saloon alone. It's just if that's enough, which it has been in the past. But
it has been in the past. They've never missed. So I'm going back to My Father's Dragon now that I've given. Now that Wendell and Wild, I have a bit of an opportunity to take it out. I'm going to do so.
But like, if I'm looking at all the people you can nominate alongside Wendell and Wild, it just feels like the sort of thing will happen, especially being Netflix's number 2 priority here. Number 5, and I could very well see My Father's Dragon slip into this spot, because these two, I have Marcel currently in Marcel's shoes on.
Yep.
But
so do I.
And it's just very much based on passion. Like, will people prefer Marcel or will they see My Father's Dragon? And which will have more passion? And either way, one of them will get in. It's just about which. Currently,
also because we haven't seen
My
out the bad
Father's
guys.
Yet.
We've completely taken out the bad guys.
We have,
and Lightyear as well. Like, Lightyear is very much
that
gone.
was very unlikely.
The bad guys. It's DreamWorks.
It is.
Like, it is DreamWorks. So just keep an eye on it. We might have another Boss Baby on our hands.
We might.
But yeah, no, I think we can definitely agree. It's gonna be 2 Disney things, Del Toro and a Netflix thing, and then like you have Marcel, you have the other Netflix thing, you have Bad Guys, like all in that last spot. International feature. No, I had Decision to Leave going into this, but I guess I have to switch to All Quiet on the Western Front.
I've gone through the exact same thing. I think the problem is Decision to Leave makes a lot more sense as a winner here, but the problem is it doesn't, because we've given so much to All Quiet on the Western Front. How do you not give international feature? So that's where my mind's at currently. I think either way they're the clear top 2, like no question. But
All Quiet on the Western Front's 1, Decision to Leave's 2, and I guess I'm giving it the nom, so I guess I have to go
and I think if Decision to Leave does end up being sort of the front runner here, I do think it could even get above the line stuff like screenplay and director.
Oh yeah, no. If Decision to Leave just ends up happening like director, screenplay, sure, even picture, if campaigned right, it could be The Drive My Car. So yeah, number 3, I have Close from Belgium.
Yeah, I think weirdly that's just sort of become the number 3, but I guess it's for good reason.
Notably, Broker's Gun now, RRR, as we mentioned, snubbed by the Indian Selection Committee. Number 4, I've got Saint-Omer from France. It is the highest rated thing in the year on Metacritic. It's really, really just loved. The only thing is if they go One Fine Morning by Mia Hansen-Løve as their submission, because Athena didn't even make the shortlist.
No,
but this was also just picked up by Neon as well, is a big thing,
which definitely helps. Plus, like, France are always quite good at getting in international features, so it just sort of makes sense.
Saint-Omer feels like her thing. Big 100%. Venice thing. Yeah. Number 5, Quiet Girl. I have faith in it. I have faith that it will have passion.
Put it in. There's other stuff that's always sort of kicking around there. Corsage, I think, is a big one.
Yep.
Holy Spider by Ali Bassa. Holy Spider as well. That's another one.
by Carlos Simone. Argentina, 1985. So Bardo is still
here. It's still here.
As long as it gets selected, it's still here. You have EO, you have Girl Picture, you have Mars One, you have Plan 75, which was Japan's submission. You have Klondike from Ukraine. Like,
Klondike.
You have a lot of different things.
But I do have a Quiet Girl in currently. And I do just fear that this might be wish stick thing, because it's my favorite film of the year still. It's my favorite film of the year.
It's so good.
But I feel like it's wish stick thing. I don't know. I don't see it happening in this national feature, but I put it in anyway because it's so great, and you should watch it if you can. I know it's hard to watch.
It is, but please. Okay, then documentary, final category here.
This is the weird category as well.
All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, though, right?
It's winning. Yeah, we think.
Yeah,
We
as
think.
of now, or it's the
Well, didn't
snub.
win TIFF. Didn't win TIFF.
Or it's the snub.
Yeah. Oh, it's a snub.
Yeah, I have Fire of Love at 2.
I've got it at 3. I could also see this being snubbed. I could see pretty much
I could
any
see
film here
anything
being
being
snubbed.
snubbed. That's the scary thing about documentary.
Yeah. There's no film in here that I don't think can be snubbed. Like last year, you had things like Flea and Summer of Soul that really did feel quite unsnubbable. Here, I don't think there is anything like that.
Yep.
Or maybe Sydney.
Yeah.
I find it hard. Well, I guess it could,
I think
though.
Sydney's very
Just
snubbable. It's a
Talking Heads.
Talking Heads doc. It's a Talking
I've
Heads
got it
doc.
2 currently. I've got it 2.
I
It
have
would
a
feel.
5.
I think
have
it would be a
Sydney's
bad
5.
look for the Academy if they snubbed Sydney, though. I think
No,
it'd be a
but it
bad
might
look.
not just even be. It might just not even be a thing.
It might not even be that good, though.
It might
That's
like it could just not be a thing. I have Descendant at 3, and that feels kind of strong. It's Netflix's big push.
I've got Descendant 4. Descendant 4.
That just really feels like a thing. I still have Navalny in at number 4, but I don't.
Yeah,
That
I've gone with
feels
I've gone with the Territory at 5.
Aronofsky's thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's about climate change or deforestation or whatever. A big issue, very timely.
I just don't think that Nat Geo can get 2 in though.
That is the thing. That is the thing. But like, I don't know. I guess in which case I think Fire of Love is quite snubbable still though.
I think
it's
that's
very
stronger than
tricky
the
idea.
Territory. It's stronger than
I
the
think
Territory.
it's stronger than the Territory, but I think it's
Yeah.
more snubbable than the Territory, I guess. In a
That's the weird
way.
thing with documentary. The stronger
such a
you are,
weird
the
thing,
more
yeah.
snubbable you are.
Yeah.
And then we also have Moonage Daydream out.
Yeah, but it feels like it
feels like the
start.
Sparks Brothers or the Velvet Underground type of thing. Yeah. You also have Black Ice, which just won TIFF.
Which
Something
could
to keep an
sneak
eye
up.
on.
Could sneak up.
Lucy and Desi, another thing that's there. All That Breathes, I think needed to be India's submission, but they went with like the last film show or something like that. So if All That Breathes got picked, then it could have been a thing. It still is the option to be the UK's pick because UK still submits stuff every year. It just has to be not in English, so it's typically Welsh language things.
Yeah,
but this is a UK production that it's a UK co-production and the main language is Indian, so that is eligible for the UK to select it. They've been nominated twice before in the 90s. So it still has a chance to be the UK submission. So yeah, just most films are ineligible because they're in English.
They're in English, yeah.
So yeah, but I think if that gets support, like it's weird to say that needs to get an international submission, but I think it needs to get the international submission to get eyes on it from the Academy, and then maybe they consider in doc, because like we've seen that before, as far as like Collective and like My Homeland or something like that, like we've or Honeyland I think it was called, where we've seen those like doc and international things. So yeah, could also maybe see that, or no, the Territory can't happen because they selected Mars One, so never mind. But yeah, a really weird category, really weird things. Had a really interesting opening to the show.
Yes, indeed. I forgot about that. So strange opening, but yeah.
But I think that is all. Thank you everybody for watching. Check out more Oscar stuff that will be coming soon on this channel, and subscribe if you would like.
Subscribe.
No,
not if you'd like. You have to subscribe.
Oh,
we're forcing you to.
Goodbye, everybody.
Weird ending. Weirdest ending.